there is some actual sales data from Amazon that was leaked. Now, the thing with the Amazon sales data, and we have talked about this, is that Amazon is its own playground. They report some things. We gather kind of from correlation, how much they play in book sales, but we don't really get those reports because Amazon is not required to disclose sales. For example, they are not required to disclose exactly how many Kindle books they sell. Because there is Kindle Unlimited and there's a pool of people that kind of get paid from that, we have to have an idea of how many page reads and, that kind of stuff. They have to do that. But as far as actual sales and how many books or audiobooks or things sell on their site as a whole, they don't have to disclose that in certain places and ways. So there was a insider document that was kind of leaked. It was a 25-page confidential report. And it says it was used as a weekly business review at Amazon that provides data about their book retail business for the first 10 months of 2022. So let's keep in mind, this is like 2 years old. However, still absolutely fascinating to get this confirmed information. And it does follow along with a lot of what we've already known about book sales. But for the numbers, the first 10 months of 2022, Amazon's books category, so all books, recorded 6.9 billion in gross sales worldwide. So 10 months, books category, which is we assume Kindle books, paperbacks, hardcovers, books, 16.9 billion in gross sales just on Amazon alone, which is crazy. So this does supposedly measures the volume of print, digital books, ebooks, and audiobooks. So in a more public report, Amazon's quarterly statistics only show the company's revenues, which is what they receive in book on sale. So it's not the full sales amount paid by a consumer. It's more of like what they earn kind of thing. So it's a big difference in reportings for that, but it is crazy to kind of see that. Now for the same period, broken in kind of, ebooks and print books and things, it was 9.5 billion, 7.4 billion for print books and 2 billion for ebooks. So it is crazy to just see how much sales and money Amazon is truly making from books and how much they are driving the book sales business. And then they also give us unit sales. So in the US for unit sales in that same report, it was 456.5 million print books and 419.8 million ebooks, which is very interesting that print and ebooks are almost equal. It's a 52-48 split where print books are actually winning out a little bit more. And keeping in mind, this is all books. So this is children's books, YA, adult. But it was very interesting to kind of read that overall, when we look at all books on Amazon sold, it's almost an even kind of split that way. And I'm sure that's based on genre. I'm sure that the print book sales are higher for children's books and vice versa for adults. But it's still really, really interesting to look at. And also that when you compare those sales through October to BookScan or Circana, reports for a similar period, that period for Circana for all books sold, it was 590 million units. That means that Amazon has approximately 77% of all book sales in comparison. So Circana was 590 million, and then 77% of those sales for those print books would have come from Amazon, which is about what we've been saying. I usually say it's around, for print book sales, I've always heard it's closer. It was 50, then it was 64, but now it's looking like 77% of print book sales come from Amazon, which is just crazy. And there's lots more information in here about that, but I think this is just one of those things that, again, we don't get this information often. And so the data that we are sometimes using for like how much sales comes from Amazon and how much comes from other places is old, because even this is from 2022. And we're just now learning that approximately 77% of print books are sold on Amazon. Whereas before, again, we were using 64%, and who knows how old that information is. So Amazon is just definitely a leader in the market. We've known this for a long time. When we look at bookstores and things, we know that bookstores sometimes struggle because the convenience of clicking a button. Also, indie authors really utilize Amazon, and many of them are not in bookstores. They don't, some of them are just KDP exclusive. And so, kind of seeing how much of the market Amazon has, it's always interesting because when people say something like, should I do Amazon ads? Is my reader here? That kind of thing. I mean, most readers and people are buying books on Amazon. And while I'm not saying that we should solely support Amazon or that we should, not try our hardest to work with bookstores, indies, and even our chains like Barnes and Noble and Books a Million. But what I am saying is that we have to pay attention to the market because we have to pay attention to where the customer is. And I've heard occasionally a couple of people saying I refuse to sell my books on Amazon or different things. And if your ideals, um, if you financially can support that ideal and still support yourself as an author, then fantastic. If you can do things to incentivize things to get off of Amazon, you're incentivizing people to go into a bookstore with signed copies or you're incentivizing direct sales. Absolutely fantastic. But I think ignoring Amazon altogether is kind of crazy as a marketer, as a sales, looking at that bottom line because you can see how many sales. Now, for ebooks, the last report that I saw for ebook sales is approximately 87 to 91% of ebooks are consumed and bought directly from Amazon as well. So they have the vast majority of the market, which is, again, just crazy.